Let's come out the tunnel to the midway point of the regular season. And a rivalry renewed in Tangipahoa Parish. Kentwood and Amite battle for I-55 in our game of the week. Catholic League rivals Holy Cross and Jesuit hold the latest edition of the 5th longest rivalry game in the nation. And two talented running backs hope to keep their respective teams undefeated. All that tonight on 4th Down Friday. Let's start with a field dedication to the late Ed Daniels. His name now on the field at Bertolino Stadium. The official dedication came tonight before the Battle of Kenner between Bonnabel and Kenner Discovery. First drive for the Bruins, Brandon Lewis, after his first rushing TD was called back for a penalty, gets back into pay dirt to put Bonnabel up 7-0 in the first quarter. Bruins driving in the second quarter down to the 1-yard line, but this time the Swamp Owls take it away. Kenner's Evan Donovi with the strip and the 91-yard return for 6. The 2-point conversion would fail, but Bonnabel captures the Battle of Kenner by the final of 20-12. Crazy to say, but we've already reached the halfway point of the prep football regular season. What up? Welcome to 4th Down Friday. I'm Ricardo LeCompte. Week 5 has its fair share of long-standing rivalry games, and two Tangipahoa Parish teams fight for bragging rights again in our 4th Down Friday game of the week. Amite and Kentwood, two schools separated by just 15 miles, meet in the Battle of I-55. Seth Lewis saw it all go down at R.W. Russell Memorial Stadium in Amite. He joins us now with more. Hey, Seth.
Ricardo, by the time we arrived to Russell Memorial Stadium, it looked like Amite was trying to land a first-round knockout over Kentwood. But as we always knew, this was going to be a 12-round heavyweight fight that included a photo finish. 3 of the last matchups between Kentwood and Amite have come down to one score, but early on it was the Warriors pouring it on. Malcolm Patrick takes it in from 15 yards out, and Amite leads 14-0 early. The Kangaroos get it jumping in the second quarter. Ahmad Bickham on the slant finds Jermaine Brown, who bounces off of one tackle and then is rerouted like ways to the sideline. It's a 41-yard gain. And that would lead to Bickham calling his own number, and then the C's part like Moses was coming through. A 39-yard touchdown, and Kentwood trails 14-7. Next drive for the Kangaroos, Bickham says, "What can Brown do for you?" A lot. Another 35-yard gain as he shows off the burst. But later in the drive, Bickham again trying to take a shot, but Brandon Coleman of Amite says, "I'll run the route instead." It's an interception, and Amite has the ball. The Warriors led 14-7 at halftime. By the third quarter, Amite's lead had been cut to 1, but Brandon Coleman on the end around is going to get loose from 10 yards out, and Amite leads 26-19. It's now 28-19 with less than 3 minutes to go when the Kangaroos' Bickham sneaks it in from 1 yard out. The 2-point conversion is no good, but Kentwood is now down by 3. So Amite only needs a first down to ice this game. Coleman runs it on 3rd and long, but he fumbles, and Terrell Smith is Johnny on the spot with the recovery. Kentwood's in business. And it comes down to the final play on 4th down with 7 seconds left. Bickham drops back, looks for Chance Briggs, but it's broken up by Tabrilan Buchanan, and that's your ball game as Amite wins the I-55 rivalry 28-25.
My second game to coach our kids this year, so has been grieving, with my family, and also had a serious injury. So just seeing my kids come out here and battle and fight, they grew up a whole lot. So a lot of times when we were actually trying to put the game away and we had a turnover here or there, our seniors, they would just walk by, "Hey, coach, you fine, we got it."
After the game, the two teams gathered for a prayer, and Amite head coach Zephaniah Powell said to the group that the goal now is for both teams to reach the Dome in New Orleans. In Amite, Seth Lewis, 4th Down Friday.
Seth, thanks. Over at Pan Am Stadium, two NOLA schools, Carver and Booker T. Washington, squaring off. Late kickoff tonight in this one. D'Amico Barnes for the Lions, showing off he's got a little skill in that backfield. He gets into the end zone to give Booker T. Washington an early lead. If one is good, well, two is better. D'Amico Barnes again finds pay dirt, this time from a couple yards out, to put the Lions up 16-0. But Carver hanging around. Second quarter, Rams get a little drive going. Makai Pierre finds his way through those blockers on that little wide receiver out and scores to make it 16-10. The last score update we have, Booker T. Washington leads Carver 38-22 in the third quarter. One of the longest played rivalries in the country has a home here in the metro area. Holy Cross and Jesuit meet in the 106th edition of the rivalry. And last season, for the first time in 60 years, we got two games featuring the two Catholic League schools. The Tigers won both those games in shutout fashion, 30-0 in the regular season, 42-0 in the playoffs. The Blue Jays seeking a little revenge this year, but they trailed 7-0 at the half. Holy Cross just pounds the rock to start the third quarter. 11 plays, all runs. Caden Ando scores from a couple yards out to make it 14-0 Tigers. Then that Holy Cross defense shows up. They get to Tyler Norton and force the sack and the fumble. And then later that defense again comes up big. Cedric Harmon with the wide receiver slipping. He takes it pick six the other way, and he's got a story to tell all his Holy Cross alums for years to come. 21-7, Holy Cross wins the 106th edition of the rivalry. Staying in the Catholic League, Rummel ranked 7th in this week's LSWA Class 5A state poll, taking on Brother Martin at Joe Yenny Stadium. The Satyrs trying to rebound from last Friday's loss to Jesuit. Down 7-3 in the third quarter, Seth Dazzett to a wide-open Eastern Royal 57-yard hookup. Brother Martin moves in front 10-7. Then again, in the fourth quarter, it's Dazzett and Royal. This time they reconnect, and it's on a sideline route, 52 yards to the crib. Crusaders extend their lead to 17-7 with 6:46 left to go in this one. Rummel trying to rally. General Buggage looking to throw. Steps up, can't find anyone, tucks it and runs, but he gets hit, coughs it up. Corey McDonald with the recovery for Brother Martin. The Crusaders take it 17-13 and hand Rummel its first loss of the year. Up next, Harlem-Berry and unbeaten St. Martin's faces a stiff test on the North Shore in unbeaten Pope John Paul II. Plus, number 1 ranked Newman looks for another win over the big boys. The Greenies hosting 5A Riverdale. Highlights ahead, but first, scores from across the metro area. St. Martin's has raced out to a 4-0 start behind the state's top running back in Harlem-Berry. The Saints head to Slidell for a second straight season to face Pope John Paul II. The Jaguars also 4-0, and they gave St. Martin's all it could handle in last year's matchup before Berry got hot and helped the Saints score 36 unanswered to pull away. St. Martin's gets the scoring going in the first quarter. Quarterback Ashton Oliver calls his own number and works his way through the PJP defense, 28 yards to the crib. St. Martin's 7-up. Jaguars answer in the second quarter. Gus Pizza delivers on time, 8-yard touchdown run to tie the game up at 7. Later in the second, Jaguars down 14-7, but driving again. Josh Greenwood gets it on the inside handoff and finds Pater from 20 yards out. Game tied at 14 at the half. Jaguars would hold on to the lead in the second half. Great defensive performance to keep Harlem-Berry in check. They are in a hard-fought 28-21 victory. Newman, the top-ranked team in Class 2A, hosting Class 5A Riverdale tonight at Michael Lupin Field. A high-scoring first quarter. We had 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown, and this. Rebels backed up in their own end zone off the deflection. Jack Falgout walks right in with the pick six. Falgout had 2 interceptions in the game, 21-7 Newman. Greenies add to their lead still in the first quarter. Princeton commit Eli Friend throws a 55-yard bomb to George Loop, 28-7 Newman. At that point, Greenies pour it on and beat Riverdale 49-21. Newman improves to 3-0. The LHSAA took away 3 wins from Kennedy on Friday. The website listing its wins against Scotlandville, Warren Easton, and Sandoval as forfeit losses. The Cougars now have a 1-4 record. They did beat John Ehret on Thursday night, 7-0. Mandeville running back Nate Shepard had a great Thursday night. The senior ran for 309 yards and 4 touchdowns in a win over North Shore. Shepard now has 27 total touchdowns through 5 games. Shepard was also honored as the All-State Sugar Bowl Athlete of the Month for September. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Friday night for 4th Down Friday.